The Chicago Bears' quest for Myles Garrett continues. Now, there is an update to the situation. We're going to talk about that. We're going to break it down because you're probably not going to like the cost. I'm going to be curious what it is that you think about this, but I also want to preface it with if you just blindly say, no way, then I don't know that you are thinking clearly about the Chicago Bears right now. So let's break this down. Again, I'm going to tell you right now, you are not going to like it. If you like this content and you're watching this video, please hit the like button. And if you enjoy the content, give me a follow. I would appreciate that. Okay, this is heavy reporting on something that was brought up by The Athletic about the trade. What would it cost? How would you get there? Now, just so you guys understand, Nate Davis and Khalil Herbert were healthy scratches in the last game. That means that they are trade bait and they are wanting to be kept healthy, so they're not suited up. They don't figure into the future plans. They are being bundled up to go somewhere. Now, you've seen a revival, and this complicates things, by the way, and shout out, by the way, to Jameis Winston. He has turned in one game the Browns into a much better looking team than what you're seeing under Deshaun Watson. So, shout out to those guys for having a really good change in the middle of their season. I don't know if that's going to resonate for a longer period of time. Jameis Winston brings his own problems, despite that you might have some talking heads trying to convince you otherwise because they like Jameis Winston for some reason. Again, still presents his own problem. Fantastic athlete, though. So if he continues to develop and the Browns give him a chance, you might see him turn a little bit of a corner compared to what they're doing right now. Now, that being said, let's focus on what is going on here. So the proposal is for Myles Garrett. Now, the idea here is the Athletics' Diana Rossini and Jacob Robinson suggested 6 potential trades that would shake up the NFL landscape. One of them was Myles Garrett coming to Chicago. But here's the cost. Again, put on your big boy pants. You're not going to like it. There's no help better than Garrett, a one-man wrecking crew. Okay. First of all, let's just say that Myles Garrett is probably the defensive end that is a game changer that we could get, that we need to get in this league right now. And here goes. Okay. The 28-year-old has recorded double-digit sacks in each of his last 6 seasons, recording a career-high 16 in both 21 and 22. He has also already recorded 4 sacks through the first 8 games of 2024, despite the Browns being at 2-6. Now, the Athletics' proposal here, and hold tight, guys, just let me work through it. The Bears would give up their 25 and 26 first-round picks, along with Austin Booker, to acquire Garrett and the rest of his $125 million contract. Now, I think a lot of you right now just checked out because you're like, we're not getting rid of Austin Booker. Well, here's the thing, just so you guys understand. Austin Booker has a 4-year contract. Myles Garrett has a 4-year contract. And if you think Austin Booker is better than Myles Garrett for the next 3 or 4 years for the end of this contract, guys, I don't think that you're thinking clearly. You're hoping and projecting that Austin Booker could become something much more ferocious than, and by the way, I think he's a good player, but he's not Myles Garrett at this point. Now, we have a small window here before it's time to pay Caleb Williams the big bucks. The idea here is very simple. Bring in Myles Garrett right now instead of Austin Booker so that we can compete at this moment. Not so that we can build Austin Booker for the next 3 or 4 years to get him to the level of Myles Garrett, because that's what we're talking about here. So make sure that you are thinking about this clearly. If we give up Austin Booker for Myles Garrett, that is a fair trade. Now, the question you might also have is giving up the 25 and 26 first round picks. And it would be fair for you to say that you don't like that. Okay. In fact, I don't like that. So this also would require, by the way, Nate Davis and Khalil Herbert. They're going to have to go because in order to meet the payroll demands for Myles Garrett, you would have to shed those payrolls in order to make it work. Just to be clear here. So if this unfolds, the Bears would hold the Panthers' 2025 If this unfolds, the Bears would still hold the Carolina Panthers 2025 second round picks, which could be as good as number 33. So, look, if the Bears if the Bears do what I think they're going to do by the end of this season, and we can talk about them being 4-3, but I think they're going to start going on another run. Now, if that is the case, then they could have a low first round pick and a high second round pick. That's great. Or they could just have the second round pick in that case. They have 72 million in cap space next year. Two reasons why this wouldn't be a Khalil Mack style gamble for Chicago. And by the way, I am aboard if we do a Khalil Mack, but I don't like the fact in Khalil Mack that, the downside of his career at 33 years old, he's not going to get better, and he would be a good mentor both to Montez Sweat and to Austin Booker. Like, I think you would get a lot more out of him, that relentless sort of pursuit that he has. That would be a learning experience for these guys, but also he wouldn't be playing nearly as much and not nearly every down. He's starting to show the age, if you will. So, good addition, but for the same price or almost the same price, you could have Myles Garrett. At 28, Garrett should remain in the league's best for another 3 to 4 years, which fits into the Bears' Super Bowl window with Caleb Williams and Rome Odunze on rookie contracts. So capitalize on the opportunity. Get your expensive guys that would be around the two guys that we're trying to bring up and see what happens. Maybe Karan has a better game than he had last game. By the way, Karan pancaking people on run plays, just not really in the passing game developed yet. There was a lot of stunts. There was a lot of there was a lot of him trying to look. We'll talk about that later. But hopefully Karan gets it together pretty quickly. Now, Garrett would be a significant financial investment for the Bears. This is 19.7 million and then 20.37 million for 25 and 26. So there is going to be some need to get rid of Nate Davis and Khalil Herbert in order to make this deal happen. So the other piece here is BVM Sports, also talking about this move right now and talking about kind of the same thing. And just the question right now is what it would cost. So if you think that Myles Garrett should be in Chicago, remember, it's going to take a lot. It's going to take those first round picks most likely, unless Ryan Poles does his Ryan Poles level stuff, and potentially somebody like Austin Booker. Now, if you don't like that, again, it is my opinion that you're not thinking clearly about what the opportunity is. You've got a guy in his prime right now, ready to step in and be that guy, or you've got a developmental talent that will take 2 to 3 years to get going, and then he's going to be off his rookie contract, and you're going to have to pay him Myles Garrett type money just to see him actually do what you want him to do. So at this point, Austin Booker is draft capital potentially. So let's see. Let me know. I'm interested to see what you think down here. Do you think that Myles Garrett is the guy? Do you think that changes the dynamic of the team? And are you willing to part with 2 first round picks, Nate Davis, Khalil Herbert? I think that's a no brainer, and Austin Booker in order to make this happen. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and remember to bear down and get ready, because the NFC North, the war is about to begin.